I've been wanting to do this video for a long time of Korean skincare that I've been really loving. And what I'll do is put in a little bit of a video of skin prep that I had for today. So the skin prep I did for my face today is primarily almost all Korean skincare, and then I'll show you that, and I'll show you the Korean skincare, and then I'm going to do kind of a little bit, I don't know, it's unboxing. I just want to show you what I got at a Korean makeup skincare store that recently opened up here in the Seattle area, specifically East Side and Bellevue. Sukoshi, and it is a brand new store. I think they have some on the West Coast, and this is the first one that I know of in the Washington area, and I just wanted to show you some of the things that I got, and then I will try on some of the makeup. So if you're interested, then keep watching. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, and then we'll go to the skincare prep now. Was helpful, and that's what I have on my face now. I have not been wearing a lot of makeup lately because my skincare has been so successful in just giving me just a beautiful kind of like a natural look. So the only thing that I have on my lips right now, or on my face in terms of makeup, is this Addiction Tokyo kind of lip oil lip stain, and this is a Japanese brand, not Korean. They unfortunately closed their doors in the US market, but I had bought a lot of their products online before they kind of warned people that they were going to be leaving the market. So I ended up buying some of this. So that's the only thing on my lips, but look at my skin. Like, I have to say that using Korean skincare has been a game changer for me. I also think that it could be saving me money in a way if I don't overspend and go bananas over skincare. So let me open some of these things here in front of you now. So at this store, Sukoshi, it is brand new in Bellevue in the mall there. And I want to say it opened up maybe 2-3 weeks ago. And on opening day, the lines were really, really long. I had seen on social media that there was lines like all the way through kind of one end to the mall to the other. I just happened to go there on a day off that I had, and my son had their day off, and we just went there, and I walked in and it was not crowded. But I was in there for close to probably 20 minutes. Towards the end, I got really busy. So I'm just so excited. There's a Korean skincare and makeup store nearby, and the last time I bought Korean skincare, I actually went up to Vancouver to Canada and crossed the border and went to an Asian mall. And I'll show some video here. I went in with some friends of mine. It's very pink. It was really cute. What I loved about that store, which is different than Sukoshi, is that when you go in, right at the center in the beginning, they have this wall of the best of the best. So these are the best sellers. So the best eyeliners, the best foundation, the best like snail mucin serum. And so if you're overwhelmed and are just starting out with Korean skincare and makeup, they kind of guide you through the best of. But I ended up buying I think I bought 2 bags worth of Korean skincare and makeup. And so I've been using that skincare and makeup for almost, I want to say like 8 to 9 months already. And so that's what you're seeing is the result of the skincare. A lot of the skincare I showed you in my prep video, those were purchased in Vancouver, and a lot of that can be bought either if you find your local Korean skincare mart, depending on if you live in a large metropolitan area. There's definitely going to be a Korean market, and just call to see if they have a Korean skincare aisle. The other thing you can do is go online at Olive Young or Yes. I put the links below. I can't remember the name of Yes Style. I can't remember. There's like 2 online Korean stores that you can buy, and some of it can be also found on Amazon. But I would say if you can support smaller, or not smaller business, but like, you know, everyone uses Amazon. I would say like, please try using, like, go to see if there is a skincare H Mart or Korean store near where you live, just to support local businesses, and not Amazon, because they just own everything. These are like supporting smaller people of color businesses. So that's, if there's something local, I will try to do it. So the first product that I actually have been using is this, and I had no idea this was Korean because of the name. So a lot of times they're not going to be necessarily like really Korean sounding names. This I thought was actually French, or I don't know what it was, European, but by the packaging I thought it was, but it's not, it's Korean. So it's called D'Alba, and it's a scalp therapy serum shampoo. I have actually been using this for 3 weeks, and it claims silky smooth hair, healthy and fresh scalp. So I get a lot of dandruff, or that's the kind of a byproduct of my eczema, but I also have like really oily hair, and I actually use this. I've been using it, and I don't want to say it's like an anti-dandruff shampoo. I think what it does, it kind of has helped kind of repair my scalp so that it's not itchy. And at the same time, the shampoo is really lovely. It cleans without stripping. Sometimes like dandruff shampoo, in my experience, have been really medicine-y, and then it like doesn't do well with my actual hair. So this, I feel like it's repairing my scalp, and at the same time washing my hair but not leaving it stripped. There's almost like, I want to say, I don't know if there's oil in here, but I can't, sometimes they have the ingredients in English, and this one does. This says it's made in Korea, it is vegan, and it's irritation tested. Rich nutrients in this shampoo and cares for a healthy scalp and hair. So what I can say is, like, I've been using it, and I really do feel like it's working. And it's, what I can pick out of the ingredient list here is that there's salicylic acid, and there's oils in here. So the oils help without stripping your hair shaft, and then the salicylic acid helps with probably the dandruff. So I am always looking to see what kind of serum, kind of scalp shampoos there are on the market. And I tend to have like typical Asian hair where it's like really long, very straight, but also like after a couple days my roots get oily. And so I was really excited to try this Korean scalp shampoo, and so far it's working. Okay, so I also ended up picking up this Medicube Triple Collagen Cream. Medicube is probably like one of the more well-known Korean brands. Biodance is another one, and Medicube. It does have a little bit of a fragrance, but nothing to the effect of if you've used French cosmetics or skincare where it's super perfumey, especially if it's a luxury house like Chanel or Guerlain. They put like tons of perfume on it. The smell of the curry, it does have a fragrance, and I want to say that it dissipates, and then it's just like a light, it's a very, very light fragrance. The nice thing about this store is like they actually had the samples out, and I know it's a newer store, but it wasn't run through like Sephora. You know, you go to Ulta or Sephora and then the samples are out and they look just disgusting. So far at this place, the samples that you could kind of see were really nice and pretty clean. So I put this triple collagen cream on my hand and it was really lovely. So I'm going to open this now because I am trying to find pretty much a replacement if I can for my Augustina spotter, because that is really expensive and I know what I need for my face. Collagen is one of those things. This claims to, let's see what are the claims: triple collagen cream, collagen, niacinamide, and hydrolyzed elastin. This is the packaging, super cute. How much was this? Well, I don't know if I can, let me see if I have the receipt. Oh, yes, let me, if I can tell you the prices in US dollars, that'll be helpful. So this serum, the hair serum, was $26.99. This MEDIQ triple collagen cream, totally, I think it's really affordable, $24.90, but I signed up for the reward, so they gave it to me for $22.90. This is the jar. Really nice. And so that is what the product looks like. It's a really kind of nice, I like the way it felt when I put it on my face and my hand. So very emollient. It has collagen in it. Some people say, okay, I'm not a dermatologist, so I can't tell you from my perspective. I'm going to be trying the collagen. As I'm aging, I'm losing collagen. So it's something that I'm looking at, and I'm happy to have collagen in my face cream. Brand. And next to this, Medicube, they had a collagen glow booster serum. So I wanted to try it. I was actually a sales associate came up to me and I said to her, I'm like, this is my skin and this, I'm sensitive and this is what I'm looking for is anti-aging and I don't like skin whitening or lightening products. So she kind of helped me through the products. She said this was really popular as anti-aging and then a lot of people bought this serum. Collagen Glow Booster Serum, hydrolyzed collagen, elastin, milk protein extract 1%. Again, $20.60, and then because I signed up for their rewards program, $18.86. And this is what I'm loving about the Korean skincare. You won't necessarily break the bank. So this is the packaging. I know it looks a little bit medical, almost like a shot, but it's not. So you take off the top. And again, I was able to see the products because I had them out on display. There we go. So that is the serum, the collagen booster. Very thin, and it's also very glowy, which I love. So I'm planning on using these two. Okay, so I ended up getting the Tier Milk Skin Toner. And I actually started, not with toner, but years ago, I used to use the Solwasu, a Korean-owned essence, and they discontinued it, and I didn't think that it was doing anything until I finished the bottle and I needed more. And what it did was just soften up and like created a really nice base layer for my skincare. And if you're new to essences or milk skin toners, it's just one of those things that you can do at the beginning of your skin routine. So this is what it's looking like. And sometimes if you have like thick foundation, sometimes you can mix the toner to make it more of like a skin tint. So I'm kind of looking at that too. So it's definitely milky. It's a huge bottle. How much was this? So this is a 5.07 fluid ounces, a lot of product. The bottle is glass, so it feels very luxe. This Tier Refreshing Skin Milk Skin Toner, I ended up, it was originally $27.99. I got it for $25.75, which again, most of these products are under $30, which I'm just like, such a good deal, such a good deal. So this is what the package looks like. You open it, and I think there's a stopper to make sure you know that it's fresh. So that's the topper. It's pretty mixed already, so I don't have to do anything. Has a minimal scent, pretty milky, very thin. And I just like to use this as skin prep right before, like I use my collagen pads and then I'll use an essence or toner. So next up, the next three things I ended up getting were lip products. So I've actually tried this before. This is the product or the brand Rome and ND. And this is getting more popular. The first one I got actually was at a store, an Asian store in Seattle called Uwijimaya. It's like one of the biggest grocery stores, Asian-owned Japanese market, but they have like a pan-Asian like section for skincare, and they're starting to stock more makeup. And they had a display of the Rome and ND, and when I saw this, I was like, wow, this is fantastic. So we're moving into the realm, if you haven't already known, of lip balms that are like gel consistency that have a tint. And the first company that I saw doing this, quite honestly, I would guess that Koreans were doing this before, but outside of the Korean market, SUQQU, I want to say 2 years ago, they came out with this product of these lip colors, and they're like lip balms, and I'm like, oh my god, it's done. So this is like my favorite, like balmy kind of lipstick. Look at that. I love that color. That's totally my wheelhouse. This is Hanaburo. So what I found with these kind of lip products is that they have a consistency of a balm, but a little bit of a gel type consistency at the same time, and it just plumps up the lips without having that gross lip plumper. I don't like lip plumpers. I like have big lips already. I just don't like things that smell and have like feel tingly on my lips. So that was the first product I had seen 3 years ago. Well, now we're seeing it for sure mass marketed, and I got to kind of try these on at the store. Cute packaging, and if I can't open it, they're very like, these are so sealed to make sure like nobody opened these, which I actually appreciate for hygienics. Glazing melting balm. So definitely like the balm consistency. The packaging matches the color of the product inside. So I got one that was pink and one more coral. This one is Dear Apple and this one is Lovely Pink. So let me do a swatch for you. I'll actually show it to you. Dear Apple and a Lovely Pink. And they will often be in this mechanism because they're so soft that they're not super stable. Like they're not going to be in a traditional lipstick bullet. They're going to be in a container where they're definitely hitting the side of the container because it's so melty and balmy. Like it can't like stand alone as like a traditional lipstick. So these are definitely a balm. And again, this is Dear Apple, and let me do a swatch for you. Dear Apple, and it's almost like barely a pigment, but enough pigment that it will show up. Super light. Okay, Dear Apple, and this next one is Lovely Pink. And you can just definitely put these on your lips. You can see where it gets really kind of smooshy, where you have to be careful. But these, I've been loving a lot of these lip products because it's just nourishing on my lips. Okay, so the last product I ended up getting is Para. I want to say, I'll put all details below, and the name of the product is called Airy, and it is an ink airy velvet type of lipstick or lip product, and it says it's an ink airy velvet tint number 29 lip tint, which makes your lips a flower like bloom with smooth and soft velvety touch, an airy weightless texture, but you can get bold color and moisture. Apply to lip using brush tip. And again, this is made in Korea. So kind of like these soft lips, in addition to these gel balms, they're creating what I think got kind of taken by or borrowed or used by Violet FR, kind of like the soft blur technology where it's looks velvety but it's plush. So let's try these on now. I am trying to get ready. So actually, then before I do the lip products, what I want to do is actually just put some makeup on because I do have a meeting I got to get to. I'm going to use the Tier foundation. And what's so great about this, they expanded their shade range. So I got, actually, this is a small one. I'm using the shade 31N French Beige. And it was hard for me to find the color until I went in. So if you can find a tier gondola, I would recommend it. But that is what it looks like. So on its face, I'd be like, whoa, that is way too dark, but actually it turns out fine. So again, I'm not wearing any, what is it called, like foundation. I'm just kind of, I know people say that to use this, but I'm not a big like sponge user. I think it's kind of unhygienic. That's just me. But what I'll do is put some on this side and then you can kind of compare. I don't put too much foundation on my forehead nowadays just because it kind of emphasizes my wrinkles and lines more. But look how it's really blurring and just perfecting on my face. So I have a warm golden undertone and I think the shade match is really lovely. There tends to be sometimes people think that they've experienced slight oxidation with this product. I will say, yeah, I do experience slight oxidation with it. And it also depends on like what like skincare I have down already. Like I've put the skincare down like 3 hours ago and I, you know, if you lay this down right after you do your skincare, there might be more oxidation. It doesn't have a smell. On application, it looks just a hair too light, but I think because of the oxidation, it ends up looking really nice. Okay, so you can see where I think the foundation is settling a little bit. It looks really nice, I think. But let's go into, because I'm running out of time, I just want to show you the 3 lipsticks. And then this is, I'm not going to put any other makeup on today. Let's try the most pinky one. And I got this color because I thought I could use liner with it, but let's use it without any liner. No, this is the shade Lovely Pink in Roman D, and this is in shade 02. And often I don't put the whole thing on. I kind of just dab it on. It's a really nice texture. On me, this shows up pretty berry, and I like to go in and kind of just use my finger to diffuse the shade. So that's 02, the shade Lovely Pink. Super cute. And again, you might not know, like when I saw this, I was like intimidated by the color and I was like, no way. But when I actually put it on my lips this way, it just looked really pretty. Like pinks are kind of hard for me and I think it actually looks really flattering. So that's 02 Roman D. All right, let's try the other one, Dear Apple, which is more of a coral. Oh, and I forgot to tell you the price of these. So these Roman D glazing, lasting, melting balms, these are $11.99 each. Super affordable. I love the price. So this is Dear Apple, and the number is Dear Apple number 14. Okay, so I take, again, my finger. And you can see this is a little bit more, I want to say more coral, less pink. And let me build it so you can see. It's very emollient. So you can see that's a little bit more coral, which I love corals on my skin tone, especially if I'm getting warmer. So this is the shade Dear Apple. And depending on what I'm wearing, the color, I'll pick the shade. Last lip product I got, Peri, P-E-R-I, P-E-R-A, Inky Airy Velvet Fluffy Air Collection, and the shade is number 29. What Are You Fig? And that's also that is also the price, $11.99, and that is the product. Okay, so it comes in this mechanism, kind of like a little stopper, but really it's that is the lip product right there. And let me swatch it so you can see where I'm talking about. It's like almost looks velvety matte, but there's some emolliency in there. Very thin. Okay, we're gonna try it. Almost looks like a velvety matte lip stain. Okay, so one dip is definitely enough. Like, I feel like it's almost too much. I'm gonna go again with my fingers. Oh, it's really nice. It's like a pillowy, soft texture. That's what it looks like on my finger. So you can see like it's not dry, but it looks matte. Like almost like a velvety, pillowy, soft kind of look. So I like to go in and blur it a little bit. Pretty. Okay, I like it. That is the product PRADA, the Airy Velvet 29. What Are You Fig? I think with this, I would definitely try to pull for a lip liner. Lip liner, and taking a mirror. Okay, so that is it with lip liner. This is the Chanel Brune Foncé. And that is the final look. I'm not going to put any other makeup on my face today. I want to keep it pretty bare, but this I didn't even powder down. If you want more of a glowy look, that's what you can do. I'm just going to actually take a little bit of a brush that I have that might have any residual powder on there and just kind of like going in to kind of tamp it down. But yeah, that is the look. Let me know if going over my Korean skincare products and the routine I'm currently using was helpful. And if you're wanting to see kind of like more of a full face of Korean makeup, let me know. And if you have any Korean skincare favorites or things that you think I should try, let me know. I actually tried PDRN as well. I've used the Biodance masks. I used Riedel, which I didn't show, but I can go into more depth on this. I just wanted to kind of give you like a taste of like a little bit of the Korean beauty that I'm using. And if you've jumped on the Korean skincare train, let me know. Please share, because I want to know what you're using. And if you're curious about where to start, like, you can just hit me up or just take any of the recommendations I talked about in the video. All links are below. And yeah, remember to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, please be very kind with yourself and others, and just be you. Till the next video, beauty fam, take good care. Bye.